yourself. Ask. Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand.
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you...
promise me that you won't commit to anything too...
What do you think?
Okay.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Everyone's here so early! But...
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready? Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all? Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going...
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting...
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your
Paimon's a little warped.
To be honest, I feel the same. Your deeds speak.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So, you're welcome. Good luck.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll hand them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go... I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying...
Didn't we already do that during...
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you we all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how...
Speaking of the
Well, of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant...
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those...
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia, I think. Those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered, but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are... Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, the withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease... At least, that's... Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from...
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the...
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we completely resolve the problems Sumeru currently... To make sure we're still on track, I would like to...
Where are we going?
To an eremite...
Fuck. I have to walk back there.
Useless. Useless. Yeah. Boring. Useless.
Ratatouille.
They're here.
Huh? What are...
I gave them some...
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the other...
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge? Are you...
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very...
That's an... Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of it. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes.
Paimon is still...
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch. And now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should...
But what was the point of doing...
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device, after all that time, a slave to order. And that's why rules are so... In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify...
But why would...
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very Interesting.
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small pro-
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal.
I thought we agreed on a plan.
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for cash.
But it's still the best plan we have. Is a form...
I did. And that's how I saw the...
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local... Had I known all Hatham would give you those kinds of suggestions.
Look, you already know that we're all on...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make
Seems you really do.
Traveler, Paimon. Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards, in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible
That also sounds like something all...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how to...
Of course he does. He told me. There is no... He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of... I never blindly trust anyone. And I've always had a good eye for people.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But to make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lot. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please...
Well, now that you've put it that way, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our goals if we can ensure our safety. Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendroarchon and those of King Deshret. Everyone's life is equally important.
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulation...
Ah, of course. Mahamatra-san. But who exactly are you planning to arrest and how—
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and
As many as Ain al-Ahmar?
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as—
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Doesn't know.
We discussed this.
The Caravan Reebok operation is of great importance. But don't worry. The guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. actually. Considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, if you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers, but things like that never happened again after we met up with the...
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about a person? Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumer.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic.
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic, but can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single instance? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar to your real-life behavioral, decisive and principled. You were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit to just how much we can be modeled or controlled by data. So, in my opinion...
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Hi, Mons.
Next time, pay attention during our meet.
Will do.
Just remember to stay...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working.
Beep! Cons.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest technology from the Academia?
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you...
There's no need for flap. Take your most elite platoon and...
Understood. Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rama. Any questions about...
None at all, sir.
Good. See...
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. Get ready.
Shit. Fuck, dude. Alright, that's gonna be it for now. Holy shit. There's a lot to do.